Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be unboxing and setting up the NEARHUB graphics drawing tablet. This is going to be great for designers, artists, and anyone who does anything creative digitally. Now if we actually take this out of the packaging, you can see tablet in its full form. There are going to be a few buttons here, which I'm not sure what they do yet, but we'll get into that in a bit. And then this is going to be your drawing area. And then if we move over to the back here, there's nothing too much here except 4 grips to prevent the tablet from actually moving around. And then what else is going to be included in the box is of course going to be the stylus pen. Inside of the bag we're going to have a connection cable which connects the device to your computer. And then we're going to have some stylus tips and then a user manual which we may or may not have to reference. So the stylus does take a good chunk of my desk up. I definitely won't be able to just place it down and start drawing. I'll have to shift my keyboard and mouse to the right here, and then I'll have to put my stylus here in order to use it, or vice versa depending on what's more comfortable. Another option in terms of layout would be to just take your keyboard away from the area and just have your stylus here along with the pen, and this should be a fairly comfortable setup if you're focusing fully on drawing. Now I will say I'm definitely a fan of the design aesthetics of the hardware itself. The tablet has a low profile layout, doesn't take up too much space on your desk, and the stylus itself looks really nice as well, very sleek and clean. Now in order to start using this draw pad, it is going to be plug and play friendly where you just plug it in and it's ready to go. And if you just take the cables that it came with, just plug the regular USB port into your computer. So I'm going to plug it into my little Mac hub here, and then the next part is this micro USB part, and that connects on the side here. Now once you get everything plugged in and ready to go, you can actually start drawing this thing without installing any drivers. However, if you want the full functionality of the buttons and everything to work, you will need to install the drivers from their website. So if I open up just the Figma here and just start drawing, I'm not a pro at using tablets, but you can see I can just go ahead and start drawing on my screen here, and you can see that's a circle. There we go, a little stick figure. I mean, I am definitely not an artist, but you can see that people who actually do have creative powers and are talented can definitely do some pretty cool stuff here. Now this is with no drivers, and if you want the full functionality to work, you're not going to be able to use any of these buttons. They don't really do anything right now. You have to actually install them off of the website. If you want to use NEARHUB's dedicated drawing pad, you can just go to their app.nearhub.us and create an account and start using their dedicated canvas drawing system. Okay, so I just now created an account on the NEARHUB website, and now I should be able to drag my mouse over on this blue icon and click, and now I get to give my new project a name. So I'll call this Cova Test. And now let's see how this is different from the Figma drawing canvas. So once everything loads up, I believe I can go ahead and start drawing. Well, looks like I got little squares here. On the right hand side of their tool, I see that there's a little pencil button I can click, and you can select the size of how thick the texture is going to be, and then you can also select a color. So I'll go ahead and just keep it black. Let's say I can write, oh, there we go, this is really nice. Okay, cool. But it looks like this feels a lot nicer to me than the Figma tool. I mean, maybe that's because this has some software running in the background, but I think once you install the drivers it would work better. So if you are someone who uses like Adobe and Photoshop and Illustrator, all that, you know, I think you'll be fine here. But looking at their toolkits here, it looks like there's an eraser tool where you can start erasing things. Looks like they just have a shape tool where you can just draw boxes straight up. Looks like they also have some sort of sticky note tool system where you can just start attaching sticky notes to specific elements. And then they also have some templates here, if this is more for like brainstorming, but there's also agile workflows, strategy, and planning. So it looks like this isn't just art, this is also like setting up workflows and systems. And then at the very bottom there's going to be a timer. If you want to just give yourself some time for this, you can go ahead and click play and then give yourself a limit on how long you want to use the drawing canvas for. So let's actually look at some of these shortcuts, and I do have a reference in front of me here, And basically if I press the top one here, this should be a zoom in. Yep, looks like it does a nice zoom in. Very cool. That's the top button. First two is zoom in and out. The next button, the third one here, is the pen tool. So I can go ahead and click the pen and start drawing, or I can go ahead and click the next one here and start erasing. Yeah, that's really convenient for, like, you know, instead of clicking here every time or clicking the shortcut on your keyboard, you have them conveniently placed here. And then the next button down is the shape tool, and you can go ahead and click it and start making shapes. So it opens it up for me. I can go ahead and make a triangle. Then the last two buttons on the bottom here are undo and redo. So this is undo, just go back, you know, delete everything. And then if you go the other way, the very bottom button, it goes ahead and redoes everything. So as you can tell, this NEARHUB drawing tablet is a very useful tool for artists or people who just like to work with stylus pens. You can use the tool in Figma, Illustrator, any of the artist tools you prefer, and it's going to work just fine. However, I do recommend you install the drivers, so that way you'll have the full functionality in your apps that you're using. I don't have too much experience with drawing tablets, but this is the first time I've used one, and I'm very impressed with how accurate this thing is and the sensitivity and just how precise you can get with some of your lines. So with all that being said, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.